For all of you who listen to Submersion and own an Android device, go to the Google Play Store and download the Podcast Republic app. It's a fantastic app that allows you to get all of your favorite podcasts directly on your Android device. I personally use the app and I love it. I can search for the podcast I want to listen to, select it as a favorite, and have it just a click away. Make sure to select Submersion as a favorite so you don't miss any of our new episodes. Again, the app is the Podcast Republic app, available on Android devices. Episode 69.
Woo! Oh, 69.
Yeah.
The sex number.
We've been waiting. What did you say? Sex number?
The sex number.
This is the sex number for us. I don't think there's any other numbers that were going to coincide with any episodes we do, are there?
I don't think so. I hope not. Because we kind of had to like wait on this one to make sure we got it right on 69.
Yeah, for sure. And man, I know we're all super jazzed about this one, super fired up.
Wait, can I cut in?
Yes, you can cut in.
Thank you. I needed to cut in. Now listen up, listeners. I don't have a soundboard tonight.
Oh.
So don't get all wacky on me. But I do have this. That was not it. I do have this.
His fun books to page 69.
69.
And that's all I'm going to contribute.
Billy Madison.
Oh, great.
Billy Madison. What was he, third grade at that point? Second grade?
I think so. I think that's Veronica Vaughn.
Veronica Vaughn, third grade, laughing with a bunch of third graders about the number 69.
Veronica's like, in class, that is a good point as any to introduce Billy. Billy is a nuisance. He'll be gone in a few weeks.
I just actually bought that movie on VHS yesterday.
So is that just to test out your new machine that you have, or why specifically Billy Madison?
Well, we were talking about it a lot last week.
Uh-huh.
Zach was specifically that, and Happy Gilmore. And then
sounds like
I went to a thrift store, and I could get 10 VHS tapes for $1.99.
Wow, that's pretty good. See, but the thing is like Billy Madison's like widely available.
Every movie that we talked about was just like there. We had Twister, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and then all kinds of other stuff, and then also Speed. So
Avatar. Did you get Avatar in VHS?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody owns Speed on VHS.
Dude, you have to. It's just like
just
the
American thing.
VHS.
Yeah, it's the American thing to do. You've got it like tucked away in your basement. Like if you don't think you have it, go check. You have it.
We're talking about Speed, right?
Yeah, Speed.
Yeah.
1 second.
But you didn't try to find something like kind of rare that wouldn't have been on DVD, and then you could get it. Now you could like convert it with your new machine.
Well, I wanted to, be able to compare. But Zach,
yes,
got something for us?
Something for that for Speed?
Yes. Insert Speed joke sound effect here.
All right, you're gonna just send that later?
Nope.
Movie about a bus that had to speed around the city, keeping its speed over 50. And if its speed dropped, it would explode. I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
Very nice.
The Simpsons joke. Now you might have now you fine-eared listeners out there might have realized that yes, Homer's voice did sound sped up. That's because it was sped up, which is a common practice on YouTube with shows that get taken down.
Oh, to try to trick the algorithms?
Yep.
Ooh.
I did not know that.
What was the name of that video?
Uh-oh! Who just chimed in? 5 months absent, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have our news correspondent, the Mustard Man, back.
It's been deep undercover.
Think I was looking up news?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in the family working hard.
Yeah.
What a hell of an intro. Asking, say that quote again. What's the title of that video again?
What's the name of that video again?
Which
That's the Muster Man we've all.
What began as an innocent conversation among friends would soon spiral out of control and later be referred to by future generations as the eighth wonder of the modern world. Mac East Second Floor Studios takes you on the journey of your lifetime as your captains, Alex the Mustard Man, the artist formerly known as Brom, Jamie the Brain, Kyle El Capitan, and Zac the Backbone present Submersion.
Beautiful.
I was dancing to it.
I was
It was
my
kind of like pop locking. It's pretty sick.
Way.
It's pretty sick.
Wow, sounds sick. We have been away for 2 weeks because
we got important shit going on.
We do have important shit going on. The trip that started this entire podcast had its 10th anniversary, so we had to go do that.
Mm-hmm.
And Brom had to beat everybody except for Jamie. Jamie didn't.
I couldn't make it because my invite got lost in the mail.
Again. And Brom beat us all in golf single-handedly, like a bunch
Spanked us.
Hey, I only like 4 strokes.
That might get mentioned in the
Yeah, we did record an episode.
submersible pod episode too.
Yeah.
He literally used one hand and beat us the entire 9 holes.
Shot a 50 on 9, which is
Not
pretty
bad.
good.
And I heard, Kyle, you did pretty well too.
Hardly.
Yeah, like 100? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I bet I get close to that if I tried. I don't really golf.
Dude, it was rough.
I'll say Alex put the
Do we
pressure
need a
on.
siren? What's going on?
We're just talking some more.
No, man. Yeah, we're just doing some talking.
It's going to be a pretty
people
short
have missed
recap,
us.
so I mean we can.
That is false. Get out of here. I got 3 pages of notes, so you better guys buckle up.
I hope you got the quotes that you asked Kyle about, because
Oh, I don't.
I'll be pretty upset if we don't have them.
only have the quote at the end.
No.
Yeah. Because all of a sudden the guy was talking, and I was like, "Whoa, he hasn't talked in like 25 minutes."
All right.
He was busy.
He was very busy. Alex,
Smashing it.
Yes.
you've been away for a while, so you haven't got to introduce a movie in a while.
Okay.
What?
Can't even say it, Kyle.
Can't say it.
What short film did we watch?
Well, this was actually a section out of a larger conglomerate of films titled Big Tits in Uniform. But this particular episode was called For Red October.
Right.
And
you not say that word because it's disrespectful to women, just to be clear.
Exactly. This came out May 21st in 2011. Comes in roughly under 30 minutes, and it's a quick little view.
Yeah, just 'cause it's got 27 minutes to leave room for commercials, I think, right?
Yeah, some sort of advertisements. Yeah, I'd probably say that. Yeah.
Good Lord.
So, do we have to talk about the stars and like whether it was nominated for any Oscars or anything like that?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I guess this
let
would
us
be
know.
for Emmys. Was it nominated for any Emmys? No.
I don't think so.
No.
Should we get it? Who was the actress again?
Brenda Black.
Alex knows.
Brenda Black. Okay.
Now, I don't know her real name, but that's her porn name. And she is from, what was it, Hungary? Australia?
Yeah, she's from Hungary.
She's hungry,
she's
all right.
hungry. And she is 5 feet 6 inches, 121 pounds, and her porn star rank is 8,698 and dropping.
According to who?
Climbing.
Ouch.
Says who?
Pornhub.com. That's a
okay.
That's a
Now-
free.
Trusted source.
Yes.
I think it'd be fun if we share our porn names. Like, the joke about your first name. What is it? Your middle initial or something in the street you grew up on?
No, mine's the brain.
The brain, that's pretty good.
I would be Zach Sharp.
Zach Sharp.
Which
that sounds pretty
is
good.
fitting.
Is
you
that
make it
your
sharp.
middle name?
Oh, wait, are we doing middle? So then Doug Sharp. Never mind.
Mine would
Something like
be Andrew Frederick. It's very sophisticated.
Sounds like a smart guy.
I'd be Jordan Grant.
Oh, wow. That's debonair.
Jordan Grant in Plowtown 3.
Nice. Dumbest episode.
Mine would be Nathan Riverside.
Nice.
I like that. That's fucking
very
slick.
good.
Mine wouldn't make any sense. So you said middle name plus street you grew up on? Burke Bold Meadow. See, it doesn't make any sense.
I like it. Burke Bold Meadow
or Bald Meadow?
Bold Meadow. I would steal a
Bald
joke
Meadow
from
would
Patrick.
be a good female porn name.
I would steal a joke. A pun. Patrick drops a joke next episode regarding Ed Harris, and I would reuse that joke, but I'm not going to because the listeners have not yet heard him make that joke.
Oh, okay. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Just to
We
be
are
clear.
we're gonna warn the listeners that this one's very NSFW, right? Like very,
Oh
very.
no, I keep it all
I'm sure it's
clinical.
probably in the title.
It's as best.
I'm not keeping
PG-13.
it clinical.
Oh,
All right.
okay. So anyway, should we start into the recap?
Yeah.
We
Start-
probably should. I don't
Start
think
the
we
timer.
even need to set a
No,
timer on
set
this
Set
one.
that timer, Kyle.
All right. We do have to make it official.
Let's
I'll
conclude.
take the recap this time, guys.
Let's conclude the foreplay, if you will.
Get out of here.
Now, Kyle, you didn't watch
What?
the whole thing, though, right?
So I only
You
was
only-
able to find an 8-minute version. I did not know Zach had sent the full link.
We had a
So-
very long conversation on our texts about finding the full one because I also said the same thing. I said I can't find the full version of this, and then Zach hopefully pointed out to me how to find such a version, and lo and behold, I found
Google.
no problem. Well,
Kyle
Bing Video.
talking about this Discord that he hypes up every week, and then he doesn't even use it to watch the full version of this short film.
Ooh,
God doesn't know what
I'm-
Discord is.
It's true. It is. It's true. I don't know. So I'm kind of going to be. I know a little bit about the film,
but
I'm going to know.
Yeah, your 8-minute version, did it have the beginning where they were speaking like faux
Yes.
Russian? And did it have
Yep,
the end?
they have that.
And you would know the end if you saw
No,
it.
it
No,
did not
okay.
have the end. It was one of those things where you got to like ask to pay, or they want you to pay to get the full version.
Because yeah,
And
you
you
would
did.
know. Because there's no mistaking what the end of this film is.
Oh well,
So you
I
would
am very excited to hear what that
Okay,
is
there we go.
because I don't know yet.
All right, so we open and we're on a submarine, and it's a pretty awesome set. And there's a couple of bozos sitting at the controls, and they're playing with they're juggling some balls, and not the way you're thinking because of the movie we're talking about. It's truly a ball. And the XO comes in and is like, in kind of Russian or whatever, is like, basically like, shape up, you're being unprofessional, put that shit away. And then the captain comes in, Brenda Black, and she's smoking hot, and she's like, tuck your shirt in, get professional, and then she pulls out her, submarine handbook of things to say and is like 2 degrees down, like 0 bubble or something like that, right? And we're like, whoa,
Yeah, I was amazed that
she did her research.
that that was actually in this film. I don't know if we'd mentioned it before. This is a porno.
It is, yes.
And they did their research, I gotta say.
Yeah. And so then
Not what a sub actually looks like because the set is horrendous.
the set is not good. And
It's built for banging.
sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just a room that they put some stuff on the wall. They also have like a screen that just keeps on zooming into Africa and Asia and then around in a circle. That's apparently their radar. And I was like, what kind of radar is that? Come on. Get out of here.
Well, dude, if you're in a submarine, who are you going to attack? Africa and Asia.
Duh.
Duh.
So
What's he go
anyways,
after?
the XO is a little concerned. And why is he concerned, Kyle?
Because, oh my God. No.
They're heading behind enemy lines.
That's what it is.
And he's like, you're putting the entire crew in danger. And we all know, like, that's the biggest thing. It's like, you don't put the crew in danger unless it's
Unless you're
because
gonna
you
sleep with me.
No, Kyle. we know submarines now because we've done this podcast. It's unless it's in the line of the mission to complete the mission and this very necessary mission, you can put the
there's a
crew
mission
goes
that
in.
gets
Yeah,
completed.
so she is like, no, it's for the mission, and we have to go behind the enemy lines to complete the mission. And he's like, okay, but what happens then?
There's
Almost
an enemy
immediately.
sub.
Yeah, enemy
Yes.
sub is sighted, and at first I was like, oh man, they're not going to show us anything, but we see a CGI submarine cruising around, shooting some torpedoes. And they launch a torpedo straight at them. And they're pretty scared right now. They're like real scared. And they're like, oh no, it's the torpedo's coming for us. They don't really even launch like countermeasures or anything. The torpedo just comes and nails them.
Yeah.
We get a big explosion.
Now, it should be noted that the CGI here notably better than 2010 Moby Dick.
Well, just the CGI of the one submarine, because then the explosion looks real bad.
The explosion was the worst.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was just like if we had an app on our phones and we were just filming someone and just could make an explosion happen on the screen. That's all it looked like.
It reminded me of an explosion from like a Monster Truck Sunday commercial where landed on
That's
cars.
Exactly what it was.
Good call. And also, Kyle, you wouldn't know this, but they reused this effect at the end of the film, and I was like, come on.
Wait.
Yeah. It really took
For
the
what I'm
magic.
thinking?
Movie magic, kind of. The movie magic was destroyed. And I was like, you're really taking me out of this. But anyways, we come back to the scene. One of the guys looks like he's fucking dead. He's got the explosion straight in the face. And the other guy's like, I'm going to take him to go see medical. And
in the infirmary.
Yeah.
And he's also covered in blood.
Right. So almost immediately after they leave, the XO turns to Captain Brenda Black and is like, I love you. We are going to die here. And then they just start making out hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they just make out hard for the rest of the film. That's the end. The end.
Well, he does get a little handsy here.
It does get a little handsy. So, okay, I tried to be a little clinical exactly what happened. So almost immediately, and I don't know, there must have been a prequel or something. We didn't really get a lot of character development. We don't know their relationship very well, but they seem very comfortable with each other. So
comfortable.
I don't know. I guess maybe they've been serving for so long together that they really know the ins and outs of each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Her blouse gets unbuttoned.
Yeah,
and,
we see her breasts. They come out. I put on my glasses. I was like, interesting. Okay, got it. And then they are making out a whole bunch of mouth noises. I was like, proceed, please. And then we jump straight into some cunnilingus. I believe that's the next thing going on. Right?
He does some oral tantalizing. Of
and
the
some
breasts
digital stimulation as well. Oh, you're saying of the breasts? I see.
Yeah, he works his way down.
Right. Yep. And then
he peels the panties to the side, and then there's some cunnilingus.
Cunnilingus,
as
digital.
one would peel a nice slender banana.
Interesting that she chose of all the fruits to choose. That's an interesting one to choose. But anyways, so then we kind of continue with the digital stimulation. A little hand job going on for a second, only briefly, very very briefly, not going on very much at all. But then she proceeds straight to fellatio. And for those who aren't in the know, that's a blowjob. I think it's most informative to give you some of the colloquial terms. To kind of give you a real picture in your head of what's going on. So she proceeds to, giving him a blowjob or blowjobbing him, as the kids say. And
a blowjibber.
Yes, and he is enjoying it. She's really taken, I think this is where, I wouldn't say she's taken command yet. She's not really showing that BDE quite yet. And for those who don't know what BDE, does everyone know what BDE is? BDE?
No.
Okay, so it's big dick energy.
Big
it's what
dick.
the captains, it's what the captains really exude in our things. That's why when I say pulling the dick out, that's really pulling the big dick energy out. And so she's not quite showing it yet, but she's got like regular dick energy right now as she's giving the blowjob. Everyone on board?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone good with what's recap so far?
Dude, this is much more detailed than my notes. My notes say he really starts showing her how much he loves her.
He does,
she reciprocates the love.
It's true. It is fairly romantic. That's a good one. That's true. And I guess I didn't convey the love. I was doing it more clinical recap, and you're doing you're doing more of an emotional recap.
Mm-hmm.
So it is too bad.
It's a very emotional situation.
Yeah, I definitely
when you
got
hit by a torpedo.
I got emotional.
Trapped.
Yeah. So they are really in love. I actually did write that down. Because they get right into it here. Because then they proceed to a rear entry position. I was still trying to be a little clinical. This would be known to most people as doggy style. So as I said, they're very comfortable right now. I suspect they've maybe talked about this before, or perhaps even done it before. Although it's implied that's not the case previously. What else do I got? Oh yeah, so this goes on for a while. I mean, basically every position you got a few minutes going. So they're in doggy
Some
style.
reverse cowgirl.
Well, it hasn't gone yet.
Oh,
so
okay.
I did as I was doing this, as I was watching, and they were kind of just like, it seemed like they were pretty relaxed given the severity of the situation. And I did wonder, so are we to presume that the submarine is on the bottom of the ocean right now?
I think so.
Wow. And I was to say the damage doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, cross depth and a couple explosions in there didn't really seem to affect too much that part of the submarine.
We had no water leaking in.
Yeah.
No. And
Something was leaking.
And the medical facility seems to be still functioning. Right? But other guys haven't come back to say the medical facility's down.
Well, the guy died.
Well, still. The other guy didn't.
Yeah. Well, he died and then walked out. So, I mean, I don't know how dead he was. But,
I think I'm the
It'd be
one
funny
there
if there's
that
a
Zac.
scene.
So, anyways, they go for right from here. They go for another rear entry position. What a twist! Because I did not expect this, and it is reverse cowgirl. So I think that's I was trying to describe it differently, and I was just like, not gonna work. I gotta go for specificity here. So reverse cowgirl, it is. So yeah, our captain. At this point, she has not changed. Just to be clear, also, she hasn't changed occupations. Like, she's not a cowgirl all of a sudden. She's still captain of the submarine.
That's good to clear up.
In case people were confused, she's still the captain, and she's at this point she's in charge because she's in a reverse cowgirl. You know what I mean? And so, kind of showing that off a little bit. And what did everyone else think about that? Everyone's good.
I had no idea when we did this how detailed we were going to go.
This is exactly what I hoped for. That's all I'll say.
I was expecting it to be raunchier.
I was hoping for Jamie to say, all right, audience, close your eyes and just follow along.
Yes. Well, this is what it is. This is how I usually do
Imagine
it.
the nice supple
So again,
breast.
we spend a lot of time here. Yeah, so Kyle, are we past where you stopped at this point?
Oh yeah, this is all new stuff to me.
Damn. Does anyone else have any notes about the emotions going on here?
Raw.
Okay, raw emotions. Good.
Yeah.
Just
Aggressive.
just raw.
Aggressive. That's true. I would agree with that. I
It's
didn't
like-
necessarily I didn't love that. I would have loved a little more romantic feelings going on. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Deep
to
sub
each his own. Yeah. I mean, it did seem consensual. It seems like everyone was on board, so everything's good to go.
Consensual yet selfish.
Sure, I agree with that too. So, anyways, what else? Yeah, damage seems minimal. I wanted to note that again as we spend a lot of time in our reverse cowgirl. HR will definitely have to be getting involved at this point because this is totally unprofessional. I mean, their relationship is off the chains. Come on.
Yeah.
It's heating up. So then we proceed to the what would be known as the common position. The French call it the common position. It is more commonly known as the missionary position. Actually, a misnomer, misnamed. I don't know if you knew that, guys.
Or is that?
Well, so apparently it was when it was detailed in a sex book back in the day, they mistranslated some documents and claimed that it was the position that missionaries told natives to do to be more holy under God.
Seriously?
But apparently that was wrong. It was mistranslated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I read.
something
Wikipedia is
from
wonderful.
this episode.
Did missionaries honestly provide any sort of coaching or feedback on that to natives and stuff?
Probably only that you should do it only if you're married or something like that.
Yeah.
Something lame like that. Am I right, guys?
I'm imagining Benson talking about feedback, like the missionaries watching them do this and telling them how they could do it better or worse.
No, you got to use your hips just a little bit more. Come on.
Now gyrate. Now twist.
So yeah, I was hoping that maybe I wasn't sure at this point. I was getting pretty far into the video, and I was a little concerned we weren't going to get a sequel and really get to see the culmination of what was going on. Because I'm pretty sure they survived this scenario at this point. Like, it didn't seem like the sub was going to go down or be damaged or too much. I feel like they're going to get rescued, and then they got to really figure out what's going on with their relationship, especially when she gets kicked out of the Navy because she botched this mission and crashed a submarine, right?
I think it was the case of the old guy gets in a sub with a girl and pretends it's going under to get laid.
Oh, wow. That's bold.
Dude, that classic trick.
Because of the implication.
Right.
That's the implication of the boat.
So anyways, we're still going. They transition
using
here.
this word.
So they transition now to what is known as, and this is another thing you might learn, called spoons position. So that is the lying on the side rear entry position that we all know
like
and
a
love.
beanbag teleported out of nowhere that they're
Right.
having some fun
What were they sitting on? Just a
It
table?
was like a beanbag chair, basically.
Really? Huh.
It was like a nude-colored beanbag chair.
Makes me
Like
wonder.
flesh-colored beanbag chair?
Yeah.
Like
Russian-
a tan buff ass.
It was more nude than flesh.
The Russian Navy knows what's up. That's what I feel like.
Wait,
So
they were
anyways-
Russian?
I believe so, right? Wasn't that it's a playoff
Oh,
game
they were
for about
Russians.
October? Yeah.
Well,
They were
no, I mean,
speaking some kind of foreign
well,
language.
they did some Russian, they did some English. The XO had an American flag on. I don't know. It was all
Oh,
over the
wow.
place.
That's weird.
Until his clothes came off.
Then he wasn't wearing an American flag.
Yeah,
Sure.
was not wearing
The American flag tattoo right on the chest, right? It's going to be hard to cover up.
Yeah.
Canadian
And so
flag on the ass.
Yeah, so I did want to point out we have 4 positions so far, not counting fellatio and etc., all the foreplay kind of stuff, and 3 of them are rear entry. So this couple's pretty knows what they're into, I guess.
But no anal.
No anal, nope. Not their relationship isn't at that point, I don't think.
I guess not.
So we're nearing the end. That's what I felt like, at least. That's what I wrote in my notes. And at this point, we were just kind of going with this spoons position for a while. And so I was looking around. I saw the map in the background. I was like, Jesus, is that their radar? No wonder they got sunk. Am I right? And
Oh, yeah.
and I was starting to suspect the submarine was not an actual submarine and that it was actually a set. And I was sorely disappointed about that situation. And then she seems to climax at this point from some digital stimulation of her clitoris for all those at home, just to be very clear, and you can get a picture in your head. But so it's not a simultaneous climaxing here. She goes first, and then it's weird. A little bit. It gets a little choppy at the end here. The editing kind of goes a little awry because they actually have a couple cuts at this point, even though the entire thing's been pretty much single shot, like a Martin Scorsese film or something. But instead, like here, they make a couple cuts. So I feel like he was maybe getting near the end himself, having a little trouble. So they had to cut it a couple times. But he says his only line, one of the only lines of the movie near the end, he says, "I'm going to come on your face." So.
Okay. And that was in English, though, right?
It was in English. It
Okay.
did seem a bit on the nose, but it's just solid writing in the end. Thank you.
Once we know exactly what's going to
Let's get
happen,
the
right?
emotional ratings again on that line of dialogue.
Nothing says I love you more.
Right. And so then, of course, we get a cut. We transition to him doing just that. He described it correctly. And then that's it. There's an explosion. That's the end of the film. And I was like, what? It seemed like there was I felt like I didn't get all of the film. You didn't think you got all the film at 8 minutes? At 27 minutes, they at least cut off, 10 minutes at the end where they get through whatever is going on with that submarine? Either they fix it or someone comes and rescues it or they die in each other's arms. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, I
could
have
be
no
nice.
idea.
Did I not go the entire recap time?
No, not at all. Let's see how much time you've got.
Damn it.
Good try, though.
Amazingly, you still have 8 minutes left.
It was a hard attempt, Jamie.
Well,
Whoa.
one can
But
only
you came
try.
up a little short.
I feel like you jumped through the climax of the film a little quickly there,
Well,
a little briskly.
I don't know. You want to keep on? Do you have anything to say about it? Any of the emotions of it? Or how you were
you could be
feeling at that
talking
point?
about, she was from Hungary. She got her fill.
Mm-hmm.
She was blowing raspberries with,
She was blowing raspberries.
She was blowing raspberries
with the cum. Right? Yeah. Sure. Right.
Exactly.
Yes. She had some.
Now where are we at,
Sorry.
Kyle?
Hold on. What do we? How do we describe it? Cum bubbles? Is that right? That's a term.
Ejaculate.
Ejaculate bubbles. I don't know.
Yeah, where
hard
are we
to
at
say.
now, Kyle? Is that the 8 minutes?
Are we even going to put this on here?
Yes. We need
It's
to
so ridiculous.
have that. This is not safe for work. And then just cut into it.
Well, we've gotten through most of the part that's going to be not safe for work, right? Because what else is going on? I pretty much described everything going on. Do you want me to get into more? I felt like
no. I think we're good. I think we're good.
I mean, I had never seen. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I had never seen a complete Brazzers production. I was both.
Me neither.
I was a little surprised, a little disappointed, but not. I mean, not. I don't know. I feel like they've got something. They've got a niche. It's just not for me.
Well, this was a part of a very niche programming that they were doing. It was just all women in uniform. So, I mean, it could have been a school teacher or an officer. In this case, a captain of a sub. It could have been any number of things. They got like 171 episodes of this.
They could have an XO of a sub.
They
could have had a cob. What about a cob?
There's anything and everything you can think of. It was on there.
Engine
I went through
room,
and looked.
Sonar guy.
Jobs.
Radar girl, I guess.
Yeah, anything in uniform. They fucked it.
Torpedo room. Cook. Right? On the submarine.
Mm-hmm.
Medical officer on the submarine.
They could have had a lot, particularly
research
for this
scientist
movie.
on a submarine.
Scientist on a submarine. Good one. But yeah, they kept it pretty simple. Just the XO. Where was the cob? I guess killed.
We can only
Right?
presume.
Yeah,
not
that
a
cob
whole
was.
lot of people in the
watching
cob.
from the doorway.
I guess if this was a
That's
longer
true.
movie, I would presume that there would be another scene involving the cob, but I believe this was a standalone episode. So,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you
So
could have
it's
had
funny
the cob,
because you
the
said-
cob could have been kind of like the voyeur. She could have been maybe watching and touching herself, and they could have cut over to her. But it was all just really one scene.
and this is why I just don't understand. I'm not sure I understand the directing. I feel like there's a lot you could have done with this, and the director really let us down. So, 1 inch.
Could have been a language barrier though too, because the director was Canadian, I believe.
Right, exactly, yeah. I
It
was
spoke-
going to
it
say,
spoke-
it's a Canadian
It spoke
Canadian production.
English. The director spoke English pretty well
They
because
were like,
of the interview I watched. So
They're like, no, I'm going to go get some Tim Hortons. How about you guys just do your thing? Is that good?
That was good. That was spot on. So, Jamie, you said that this film wasn't for you.
Right.
We're people who have literally watched 68 other sub things. Who is this for?
Should we get into some? Because I can go right into my rating.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'll give it 2 inches. Because
2 inches? A half chub?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess the thing is like submarine action, terrible. Not the worst. Surprisingly, right? Not the worst.
True.
Not the worst. They had a line in there that was somewhat accurate. Someone read something, right? Down bubble
They
or
did.
something. They said down bubble.
It's true.
Not the bubbles we were talking about at the end. They were talking
They
about
had
regular
heard
bubbles.
submarine
2
terminology
degrees
somewhere.
down.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was good. I got to give them props for that kind of stuff. I feel like, was I aroused? Sure. I'm a red-blooded human man. Come on. But it's just not, I mean, it's not really what, I had never seen a Brazzers. It is, I feel like it is what it is. It's very bland to me. Just bland. So 2 inches for me. And for people who are looking for submarine action, yeah, still around 2 inches, probably. A little bit better than like Agent Red or something.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got some stuff to say about it, so I can jump in here. And so yeah, this was my first time watching a Brazzers production as well, and I was surprised that it didn't have other scenes. It was all taking place in one, set, one pair, one couple. I was expecting there to be maybe 2 or 3 different groups or whatever. That said, I was disappointed in the lack of character development. It was only about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we had the torpedo crash into the sub. Crush depth got mentioned, I think, in there, and they were immediately going at it, and I was just a little disappointed that it went right into it, and there was nothing else really tying it to submarines or submarine action, and very predictable ending for me. I thought it was very predictable, wasn't very adventurous. didn't take very many risks. It reminded me of the ending to the Bedford incident.
Sure.
When the film kind of caught fire or melted or whatever from the atomic blast, I thought the ending of this was very reminiscent of that ending from the Bedford incident. And ultimately, our actors never even 69'd, and this is
not
episode
a 69 to be seen. It's true.
Not a 69. So I'm going to give this episode. I'm going to rate this a 0.68.
Good call.
Ooh, just shy.
All right. I can cut in.
All right, get in there.
You want to cut in?
I'll cut in. I'll just get I'll just get this kind of nice and wet, and then I'm just gonna slide right in.
Nice.
Excellent.
All right. So, dude, I was blown away by this movie. This was just absolutely crazy. You know, you start off with top-notch production
Usually
quality.
you announce the name of the movie, you say this movie, and then you say the name. So go ahead and start with that, Zach.
For October. You know, could go hunting. Sometimes you bunt a ball. All right. So this movie blew me away. Production quality out the ass. The acting was just all over my face the entire time. I just couldn't even handle it. This was just out of this world. I mean, it really let me see. I'm feeling satisfied, if you know what I mean. So the ending was predictable, as Ben said. And for that, I will give it a 0.68.
Wow. I'm gonna come in the highest.
2.68s on it.
Dang.
Can't wait till this has to be on like the end of the podcast, like worst of list.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And Brom, you have to say the title.
Yeah, you do.
I have no problem saying it.
We'll save it for then. I'll step in here. So I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I guess I kind of knew what to expect with an adult film.
You also watched about 1/3 of the movie. So
I did watch 1/3 of the movie, and the ending to me was predictable. Please pay to see the rest. Like, what the hell? I did love how the accents just switched, or not the language. We're like doing this Russian, and then as soon as the shit hit the fan and torpedoes are coming in, they're like, we don't have time to practice those lines, guys. Just speak in English and give me your worst Russian accent you got.
No, I feel like that was an artistic choice.
It was?
I want to jump. Yeah, I got to say, that happens a lot.
You know what? They did that in Hunt for the Red October, didn't they?
Exactly. That is exactly what they did in Hunt for Red October.
Oh, man. Maybe now I got to rethink this.
I'm telling you, they basically directly spoofed it. And
yeah,
someone watched Hunt for Red October before they made this. Someone did. I don't know who it was.
They didn't just think of it.
Like, it'd be a great name for a porn movie. Oh, yeah, that would be really good.
What was it?
Good Lord. So, like you guys said, no character development, man. It just all of a sudden got into it. I wanted to get some more witty banter between the guys up front. Why is the XO such a dick to those guys? Why is Captain so mean to them? I don't know.
Small dicks.
Juggling a ball. So, I will also rate this a 0.68.
Ah, Jesus. I didn't get the memo, apparently.
Did not.
All right,
Mustard Man. It's been 5 months since you've got to witness sub greatness.
Well, I'll just come out and say I'm going to give it an honorary 6.9, just so it has some recognition around there. You know, it deserved it. You know, it was worth the watch, I guess, for some people. A couple of you guys had alluded to the fact that you had never, watched a Brazzers production, but this is the first one I made it through from beginning to end.
Why is that?
Congratulations, Alex.
The story was god awful though. The two bozos at the front that Jamie said, that was just terrible. But I liked it. I laughed. I thought it was funny. I would have liked to see him a little bit more. Even though the guy was dead and still walking around afterwards, it's still it was still fun to watch. One of the nice things is when they actually showed the CGI of the submarine shooting the first torpedo, it came out fine, and then they said fire the second one, and then it actually came out of the second torpedo tube, not the first one. So they actually put some thought into it to make sure they didn't mess it up, and they just didn't use the same screen again for it. So that was pretty nice. But other than that, camera work was average. Definitely looked like some Joe Schmo holding it. Not very good zoom-ins or zooms-outs.
Sure.
But, honorary 6.9. In reality, probably like a 0.7 is what I'd go for.
Oh. I also feel like it was just like a really sad ending because they died in that explosion at the very end.
Yeah, they went out with a bang. I mean, there's just nothing that they could do to get around it. It was going to happen. So
well, they did go out with a bang.
All right, that's all the ratings, right?
Correct.
That's all of them, man.
Should I get into some trivia?
I think you should.
All right, this was a Canadian production, as it was made by none other than Brazzers. Also, fact number 2, or trivia number 2. Sorry, not to step on your Zac Facts, Zach. Trivia number 2. We are a bunch of immature children. I don't know if you knew that one, because we were doing this.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
unfortunate that we're even doing this. What else? Basically, the plot keywords for this on IMDb, because it actually does have an IMDb page, is porn parody, true. Spoof title, double true. Sex, yeah, I checked that one off. And hardcore, which is also true. I would call this hardcore, right?
Yeah.
I would think so.
They also do have one thing under Did You Know? Connections. It's a spoof of The Hunt for Red October. Who would have thought? 1990.
No kidding.
And my second to last... Sorry, go ahead.
No, who saw that movie and was like, you know what? I'd like to make this sexy.
It's really... I think it's a name
Sean
thing.
Connery, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, sex appeal.
What if we just sex it up a bit?
Right. Well... But I don't know if you guys may have known or not, but this is one of 2 submarine spoof porno films. This one, I almost said it. Oh my God, guys, for Red October. But then there was also The Hunt for Red Cocktober.
Oh.
But that is a homosexual porno film, so we did not choose that one of the 2 we could have. And that's
episode 169.
As Jamie would say.
That is pretty much all I got, other than, okay, we got to do our casting what ifs. All right, so what other famous actors who have been in porn movies would have done well here? So what about Sly Stallone, who was in a softcore porno film called The Italian Stallion, or re-released as the Italian Stallion after he became famous?
Yeah, I could see him in this.
I think he'd be a good bozo, one of the 2 guys up there.
That's a good one. What about Cameron Diaz? She was in a softcore porno film very early in her career.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, anybody you name, I'm just going to say yes at this point.
What about Helen Mirren, who was in Caligula, a hardcore but mainstream film back when porno was considered an art in like the 70s or something? Helen Mirren, a.k.a. the Queen of England. That's who she played in The Queen.
Also the real Queen of England.
Current age Helen Mirren?
Ooh, good question. Yes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, definitely. Okay, and what about Kim Kardashian? She did actually act in a film, but besides the one that was released. She was in Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. It was one of the Tyler Perry films. She played a secretary. So what about her? Kim Kardashian.
I'm gonna say no on that one.
No. Okay, I found one for a no on that one.
I said no.
What about Ed Harris? And he was in the porno film Grease Monkeys, obviously. I think it was obvious at that point. They actually, that was one of the few pornos they didn't name before they filmed it. They named it after they saw what happened on set. They were like, okay, we're renaming this one.
Gosh. Yeah, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah. And then, let's finish this up with a little Phantom Zone.
Engage the Phantom.
Phantom's engaged, sir.
Didn't go super well. In the end, I did try to use my algorithm on it, but it didn't work. The algorithm kind of broke down a little bit. It couldn't find the people that it was trying to search for. I don't think the website actually exists for full cast and crew of this television series or episode, either of them. So it didn't really give me any results. But so I had to kind of dig deeper. Okay, is there anything I could see? And eventually I landed on Canada, the country of origin, which is also the country of origin for the Neptune factor. And I know I can get to the Phantom from that. So sorry, guys. It is. I would say this is the very first film that none of the cast and crew I can connect to Phantom.
Which, all right. There's 68 other ones that you've been able to do.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry. This one, I can't. They literally, the full cast and crew consists of two people. Bruno, who this is the only thing he acted in. He apparently gave up the trade afterwards or died. I don't know. One of the two. And then Brenda Black, who is in a lot of stuff, but none of them are characterized as submarine films, I don't believe. But I can go back and check. Maybe there is another submarine film in there.
Yeah, you keep looking that up.
I'll keep digging. I'll keep digging.
So even it didn't have a director or a special effects guy. Those are the only two people listed.
Yeah, not listed on IMDb, but I can double check that too. I'm glad you're kind of looking out for Phantom Zone here, Kyle, and not just letting me go. I need that motivation, really.
There's got to be a way. Alrighty, it's not that way. It's subs worldwide. So that's what I get when I try to switch off of my soundboard just a little bit early. What the heck? But we watched a film. Might be a disgrace to call it that. We watched a video that features Russians. And I thought, well, what the heck, man? Let's go ahead and do a Russian sub. So as we all know, the Hunt for Red October stars the Typhoon class submarine. And there recently was a submarine launched by Russia that is now considered the longest submarine in the world. Typhoon, is obviously a huge submarine, but the new Belgorod is the world's longest sub.
Whoa.
Yes, I know. And a lot of this information I was able to find on an article from Popular Mechanics, written by a fellow Kyle Mizokami, on April 24th. So I'm sure he's drinking Monster and punching drywall, as we all enjoy doing. So the Belgorod is actually a variation of the Oscar-class submarine. However, this one was designed specifically to carry out special missions. It was launched on April 23rd, 2019. So it's the longest submarine in the world. How long is it? Yeah, it is weighing in at 604 feet long.
Wow, 604?
Yep.
They got that double football field.
What's the second biggest? Like how many feet does this one beat it by?
I'll leave that to you to look up.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Kyle.
Right, you let me know.
Okay. What is the beam? What's the width or whatever and the height?
59 feet 9 inches.
59 feet wide.
Yes.
And what about height?
It's a good question.
Unknown.
I know. Dude, there are a lot of unknowns with this because Russia is a lot more secretive with their stuff. I should also say that. So this is recorded, or they say it can dive to 1,700 feet. I think that's probably, I think it can probably go deeper than that, but just based on other subs that we've looked at, I would think it could.
Right, yeah.
And this sub is very heavy. It actually displaces more than 50% more of the U.S. Ohio class sub. And this sub is actually a refitted Oscar class submarine. So the rest of these stats that I've got here are from what we know about the Oscar class. Because, again, this was just launched. It is very secretive, so it's hard to find a lot of information on it. The Oscar class, and I'm assuming the Belgorod, have 2 water reactors, nuclear power reactors. For speed on the surface, they can travel at 15 knots or 17 miles per hour, while submerged, 32 knots or 37 miles per hour. Has an endurance of roughly 4 months and can hold up to 107 people. So this new variation is neither considered an attack or ballistic sub, but like I'd mentioned, it's being touted as a special mission submarine. So it can launch manned midget submarines,
little person
underwater. Yeah, sorry. Underwater autonomous vehicles, and the infamous that we've talked about with Mr. Marino in earlier podcasts, the Status 6 weapon. That's the 100 megaton nuclear torpedo that's supposed to be able to create a wave that is 1,500 feet tall. So this is believed to be the one that can carry that type of stuff.
Scary.
Yes, and it is also thought that it will be used to help lay down Russia's Harmony submarine detection network, which basically would let them know if anyone is coming into any strategic area that Russia wants to know about. It can launch, like I said, the autonomous vehicles that are used to map ocean floor and conduct further exploration. And as for the Status 6, they're saying that this thing can hold 6 of those torpedoes that could launch, or that can potentially, allegedly, create a 1,500-foot wave. So there are a couple fun facts with regards to this. Now, this submarine, you guys heard me say it just launched in April. The 23rd is when it launched. This submarine was originally laid down. Hold on, sorry. I got this information from NavyRecognition.com. So I just, if you want to look it up, I will post the links to these. It was originally laid down July 24th, 1992.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
That long ago. In 94, construction stopped due to economic constraints, funding, and all that good stuff. After the loss of the Kursk in 2000, the building was resumed. It ceased again in 2006. And then in 2012, they said, all right, let's do this. Let's make the sub that we have, the one that was just launched. So it was also funny because I think H.I. Sutton had mentioned in the Popular Mechanics article that a lot of the sailors may be younger than the submarine that are on it.
Oh, wow.
The initial launch of the submarine, this is also something Sutton had posted, showed, well, after it was launched, more satellite imagery began to come out. And so it is thought now that it may not actually be 604 feet long, but it may be 583.33 feet. So
less impressive.
Again, there's a lot of secrecy surrounding the submarine. Obviously, if you've got this new shiny weapon that is super stealthy, you want to keep it super stealthy. You're not going to let everybody in there and taking photos of it and all that type of stuff. So that's all we know about it right now. And I do not know, I can neither confirm nor deny if a pornographic film has been filmed on that sub.
Oh, bold. So you think maybe that this film was made on that submarine?
Maybe when it was just laid up.
Right. Construction had stopped, so they needed a little funding.
Yeah.
they turn to browsers. I had a quick question before we get into one of the next sections. Does anyone remember, is this the first female captain that we've had?
Ooh. Maybe.
I think it is.
It might be.
Progressive browsers.
Something to think about. I'm thinking about it right now, actually.
Because you said it?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good Lord. All right, Mustard Man. It's been a minute. You ready?
Yep. You guys think I was actually looking up news?
Very fitting intro.
I love
it. That's good. All right, so I didn't really look up submarine news. I looked up pornographic news. Fits the episode a little bit better. So, first article I found, and this was, believe it or not, written by Ron Dicker.
No way.
Oh yeah. So it's just a quick little thing. Jada Pinkett Smith admits to unhealthy relationship with porn. So she goes on to explain. She's a little bit younger, not really in a relationship. She used to watch a lot of porn. She definitely felt it was an addiction. And she said it was definitely unhealthy for her, especially when she was trying to practice abstinence. I'm not really for sure what led her down that road. But either way, she's married to Mel Smith, and I think she's doing a lot better. It also goes on to say she discussed her masturbation habits and someplace else, but we're not going to go into that. That's a little weird. Anyways, next article. Danish politician goes to Pornhub looking for votes. So, an Olympic shot put silver medalist, I'm going to butcher this name, Joachim Olsen, placed an ad for his campaign on Pornhub. Probably pretty smart over there in Denmark, because I think Europeans are a lot more open to discussing porn and what they watch and everything. So if he's looking for a little bit younger of an audience, that's probably a good way to go. I'm sure Pornhub, loves it. Good revenue for them too.
Porn horse.
He did admit, election campaigns are supposed to be serious, but there can also be some humor. So I'm guessing he thinks this is pretty funny. But if we jump back to the other side of the pond, Arizona lawmakers liken porn to poison, declared a public health crisis. So here in the U.S., the public elected officials in Arizona do not seem to like porn. They had a vote in the Senate that passed a resolution which deemed porn as an epidemic that is poisoning the minds of children and adults across the country. Didn't really do much to help anything. It just says they're calling for recovery programs, but the bill doesn't really fund any money for it. It's just a resolution saying, yes, it is a problem. So come back to us in another year. I'll let you guys know how that's going to see if it's gotten any more information, to see if they're actually funding anything for all those addicted porn users. Last but not least,
send Alex undercover to try one of the programs and see what it's all about.
Yes. And then I've got one other good article here. Let me find it. Of course.
So while you're finding it, does everyone remember the time that Ted Cruz retweeted a porn video?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's funny, right? It's like really funny considering that he just decided to forget that. Everyone decided to just be like, we force ourselves to forget that happened. But I didn't forget.
All the time.
Ted Cruz, I didn't forget. I still remember.
Right.
People don't forget.
Take notes, Ted.
Okay. Last article I found. Man sues parents for destroying his $29,000 porn collection. So, a man in Indiana is suing his parents. I guess he had a pretty extensive porn stash.
Can I ask a quick question, just a clarifying question?
Yeah.
Did he spend $29,000 on the porn collection, or is the porn collection worth $29,000?
Well, you jumped the gun because my next sentence was going to say the estimated value was $28,940.72 to the penny.
So value. I see.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you spent it. It also doesn't say how long he was collecting it for, and it also doesn't say why he still lives with his parents and has that big of a porn collection. But either way, they decided to destroy it somehow. He had 400 VHS tapes, more than 1,600 DVDs, 160 CDs, and 70 sex toys.
CDs?
Are you going to listen to...
Yeah, I guess you can listen to it. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the films worthy of inclusion include Frisky Business and Big Bad Grannies. Oh. He is...
Maybe the CDs are like data discs with files
with a bunch more on it. Yeah.
I hope not. I hope it's just music.
He might be operating on just a different level than all of us.
He could be. He is asking for his claim for $86,822.16, which is significantly more than the value of what the claim is, or for the value of the porn is. And it goes on to say that his dad said he would have also destroyed it if he found a kilo of crack cocaine. So he's just a very moral guy. He's getting rid of porn and drugs and everything else he can think of. So yeah, I mean, that guy's having a pretty good life.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Pretty good life.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if he's still living with his parents or not. The guy's 40, so if that helps with anything. So I don't know. Maybe he's got some problems. Yeah, who knows? Oh, well, that's all the good porn news I found for the past couple months. So hope you guys enjoyed it.
Keeping us
up to date. I learned something today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Tube 3 ready to fire, sir.
Commence the countdown.
4, Give it to me.
That's the one that I always dance to.
That's a good one.
It's very danceable.
Kyle did me justice. What can I say?
I do what I can, my friend.
So tonight, got a fun countdown. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I was kind of nervous that Jamie was going to stomp on it. I just figured it was one of these things that Jamie might have brought up in part of his segments. But we're good. We're in the clear. I got tonight my top 10 parody porn titles.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, and there's a million out there. So these are just 10 really good ones. I ordered them of the ones I really liked. I pulled and rearranged, and these are my top 10 of what I was able to muster here. So let me know what you guys think. Number 10, White Men Can't Hump.
Oh, I like that one a lot.
That's really good.
What's that one about?
I don't know. I don't think Woody Harrelson's in it, though.
Okay.
Number 9, Raiders of the Lost Arse.
Ooh. Oh, so a British one. That's a little Britishism.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you like that. If you like that.
It's cheeky, am I right, guys?
It is cheeky. Oh. Honorable mention for you, Jamie, Twin Cheeks.
Oh, nice.
No way.
But if you guys liked Raiders of the Lost Arse, then you might like number 8 as well. This is a Ron Jeremy flick, San Fernando Jones and the Temple of Poon.
San Fernando Jones? Weird.
That's a hell of a name.
I'm going to guess that is maybe Ron Jeremy's like character in like a series or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
A side note on that, Alex, Zach, and I have a photo with Ron Jeremy from our freshman year at Bowling Green.
And it's a real photo.
Yep.
It is real.
Yep, we met him.
There. It was some kind of weird debate tour between him and like a minister.
Yeah. Remember that? That was crazy.
That place was absolutely jam-packed. And you could get photos with either one of them. The line for Ron Jeremy was incredibly long. He was so greasy.
I enjoyed it.
Number 7. Little Tom Cruise action. Missionary Impossible.
Missionary? Impossible.
Rogue Nation, right?
Yeah.
That one, that'd be interesting to see if they play like some amalgam or alteration of the
Rogue Masturbation.
Rogue Masturbation. If they got the famous title song or theme song in that one.
Oh yeah, that is a good question.
You gotta have that. That's Mission Impossible is the music too. Number 6, Ass Ventura, Crack Detective.
No way.
I love it.
That might have to go to number 1, man.
It's pretty good. I've got some good ones.
I've
got some good ones. If you guys need to do some rearranging on your own, go for it. But number 5, Ass Ventura, Crack Detective. 2 puns, and they both work fantastic, if I might say.
2 buns.
2 buns.
Nice.
Wish I had a good honorable mention for that. Alas, I don't. Number 5, Edward, Penis Hands.
Tickling your ear.
Trying to cut those shrubberies. If only I didn't have all these penises for hands.
Goes to wipe his nose.
that one
himself in the nose.
That one stars Sicky Nicks, who is probably related to Nikki Sixx, if I had to guess. Number 4, number 4, the Texas Vibrator Massacre.
Oh wow!
Good Lord.
Ooh. Number 3, Honey, I Blew Everybody.
I like that one. That's clever. Yeah.
Gosh, I couldn't pick these top 3. I couldn't pick between, but that's how it shook out. Number 2, the Da Vinci Load.
Oh, like a mysterious load.
Oh my
God! Number 1, little LGBTQ porno here. Little gay porn by the name of Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, that's right. That's a famous one.
Oh my gosh!
And that, my friends, are my top 10 parody porn puns.
That is something else, my friend.
I enjoyed it. I, for one, enjoyed that.
Loved it.
Very good.
Thank you, as always. I bow to you. And I also I yield the floor to the one and only Zac.
Zac Facts, it's Zac Facts. When you're going down, get some Zac Facts when you're going down.
Ha. I love that. Doesn't get old. So now let's all go down together with these Zac Facts. All right. I've got 5. There's 5
all right, guys.
facts.
Don't let me be the only one laughing at these this time.
What? I always laugh at them.
I feel like it's Zac and I just laughing until we can't breathe.
Zac Facts for the movie for Red October. Fact number 1. Brazzers does not claim this is their best work. However, they say it isn't their worst either.
Oh. Solid. Just a solid work episode to the same. Yeah.
Next.
It's probably true.
Brenda Black really felt this film was a turning point for her career. Spoiler alert, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was actually very close to the end of her career.
Maybe it was a turning point. Maybe she's like, this is so far off the rails, I need to stop. I just parodied Hunt for the Red October.
Yeah, maybe she's like an accountant now, and maybe this was a turn for her career.
Maybe she'll listen to this episode and reach out to us.
I hope so.
I'd love that. As Jamie always says, come on the podcast.
It would be great. Yeah. Or Bruno. Let's not exclude Bruno from this.
Bruno. All right. What did I just say? The Brenda Black joke or fact? There we go. Whoops.
Keep him straight.
Can't keep him straight sometimes. Fact number 3. Did someone say reboot? The director sure did. He wants to make the sequel, The Hunt for the Red Clitoris, in 2020.
Great.
Got a sigh from Jamie.
Yeah.
Fact number 4. God damn it. Hang on. Cracking myself up. All right. Fact number 4. The director felt that a facial in a submarine wasn't classy. However, was told to include it anyways.
Oh, so was there something that he wanted instead so that would be classy?
Yeah. That a facial wasn't classy.
He had to compromise his own morals for the almighty
It's not
dollar.
safe to have a facial on a sub.
All right, fact number 5. This one's actually pretty interesting, guys. Because it was filmed so deep, the main porn star, I guess Bruno, he couldn't stay hard long enough. Right. So this led to an industry-leading 44 stunt cocks used in the film.
Wow. And one of those stunt cocks?
What even is that?
A stunt cock.
A dildo?
No, it'd be like if a guy's on set and he can't get hard.
Yeah. Like, so Sean Connery is there just watching
out
to make sure that things are going smoothly.
Like stunt
and then they tag.
studs.
Yeah, they quickly tag in
much.
Sean Connery. Take over the role.
They just stunt their cock in as long as it looks similar.
Wow.
The more you know, right?
The more you know.
Heard that from a show once. Yep. Oh, that's it. Zac Facts are done.
Nice.
Okay.
I really love them. I did.
I think the one thing we all learned from this is we're all going to hell after this episode.
After this one.
I don't know. I'm just feeling tired. I'm like now. I'm so tired. I just want to smoke a cigarette and just relax now. You know. Oh.
What was that?
That was my vape as an audio joke.
I thought that was Alex's vape. That's like the 2019 cigarette.
All the hipsters are doing it.
Yeah.
Are we just kind of like rambling until Kyle finds the closing song?
That's what I'm wondering.
Thanks for listening to Submersion. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Don't forget to subscribe for new episodes every Thursday. If you like what you heard, please leave us a rating on iTunes.
Tell me when to stop. Okay. Are we...
All right, you can stop.